But okay, oh, wait a minute. Look at this, what we got here. What is this? What is this? So here we got numbers. We got dumpsters, we got bathrooms over there. So you got bathrooms right here. We got dumpsters, and now we've got numbers. So this is what the guy at Starbucks was talking about. I know, doesn't it feel like littered bodies from World War II? I mean, get that vibe. So the discussion is, all right, weather's so great that why wouldn't you camp here, right? Well, so we start to get into this philosophical and sometimes political question about like, well, what is community? What is personal property? What is for the good of the benefit of the public? This, right? Like all these people have to eat. They have to go to the bathroom. They have to entertain themselves, right? And survive. And there's a line of what looks like 20 tents just hanging out on the beach on the other side of people that are paying heavy property taxes, right? And so I can see both sides of the issue. One is, well, what do you do with these people that are choosing to do this perhaps out of necessity, but also perhaps out of choice just to escape what they're escaping? Should they be able to take advantage of all of this? I mean, how do you have them pay into the system as well, like the people that are paying in the system over here? It's a good question. And how much are they hurting anybody just sitting there, right? Like, I did not have a huge whiff of odor of human waste as I passed here, and I'm not that close. But there's also a bathroom right here, like I was talking about, right? Like, you provided those people beach services for all the other folks that are here on the beach that also have to go to the bathroom. I know I'm spending a lot of time talking about going to the bathroom, but you know how we spread disease? You know one of the things that makes a terrible area stink and unhealthy? And that is not properly accounting for human waste. I mean, it should be number one and number two, right? Taking care of number one and number two at the same time. Yes, it should. All right, so that's the density, the high-end density that I was seeing was all over there, tent-wise. As we go backwards into a, here we go, nice. I mean, volleyball courts in what would look like a more reputably placed area, right? Like, you don't see tents on the volleyball courts. Why? Because they're more likely to get moved. Here you got more dumpsters. A little bit over there. Okay, a little bit. Scattered, but not completely overrun would be the way I would describe it. And certainly only that one real dense area where people have just set up on that strip and tented on the beach. And I don't know how permanent that huge string of people on the beach was. But those tents, given how evenly spaced those tents were, I suspect they'd been there for a while. Because it had structure to it. It had almost like a neighborhood. And what we got? Midday yoga. How can you not come down to the beach and get that exercise? It's pretty sick. That's a good crew to hang out with. 6:30 a.m. You got your 6:30 a.m. volleyball game. So now we're getting all California. So where are the homeless here? Because we keep seeing them speckled throughout the route, but don't see anything right here. Yep, I mean, see, that's what I'm talking about. This guy's got it going on right here. Let's see if we can catch him. How fast is he going? You know, I want to be better than a robot. that guy can go that fast, can we catch him? Can we catch him in the homeless area? I'm trying. Whoa. Hey, rollerblader. Nice. She's like, I don't care. Those are roller skates. All right. So this area here is about where it starts. As I am going to succumb to this electronic roller skater or skateboarder guy who's not even one-wheeling it, he's four-wheeling it, but he's crushing it. And he's definitely faster than me on my 8 wheels. And these houses right here, right, you're overlooking not the beach, you're overlooking a tent community. It's right here. I'm tempted, I mean, there's this line, and I wonder why it's formed this line. It's almost as if, I don't know, this is some type of border or district, or the authorities have decided that this area, that it's an acceptable campground between two areas. You can see here's where your police presence is. And do they move them at a certain time? Like, look at that line. It's crazy. It's almost just straight out to the ocean, as if this line here means something. Pedestrian safety. It's quite interesting. You could ask the cop why that happens. Excuse me. Is there a reason why they're all in a line like that?
Because that's like kind of like the they call it the no man zone. So it's like they're on that border where it's like that's ours. That's right. Santa Monica versus Venice, right? Interesting. Super. Thank you. Yep, exactly the case. So there's been a boundary set, and that is why that is like that. And as you can see, that north of that on Santa Monica is where we had the daytime yoga, or the exercise, the volleyball, and it's just like it stops, and it doesn't go. It does go further south, but it's still lined up. So I guess that's kind of the equivalent of, Dukes of Hazzard, like jumping your General Lee over the state line, and you're like, I ain't in Georgia anymore, I'm in Alabama, right? That's kind of what that is right there. Is the Santa Monica Venice line. So, as with anything in life, everything's about the margins, right? So, how interesting that is a beach phenomenon. All right, guys, as we see another rollerblader, that's 3. Right on. No, not even paid attention. They're just rollerblading for their own well-being. Well, I think that's about it. We've talked to the police, which is always fun, as they're not looking for me. So, all right, guys. Good luck, everyone. That was an interesting Rollerblade USA. Like I said, things not as bad as I thought. Go check out the German in Venice's channel, and you can see how bad things were. He does a great job expressing that, because it's here, but it's speckled. And with anything that hasn't turned into a full infestation, you can do something about it. And it looks like, this is getting about a 7.5 out of 10 in my book, in terms of how they're managing this problem based on what I'm seeing. But you have this right here, right? This area is owned. So I'd say this spot right here is different from that spot that was right by the Santa Monica Venice border. That spot right there is essentially taken over. So if you're here, that sucks, right? And I wonder, there's a lot of boarded up going on here. I don't know if those stores open later in the day, or whether they don't open anymore, because this spot is generally worse. But that is apparent. All right, so that's your Wheelman in Venice, Thursday, August 18th, 2022. Enjoy RollerBlade USA.